Sixth grade. We are doing Pemdas today, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Woo! However you want to remember it, but we are doing the order of operations. And today is lesson 7.2, evaluate expressions involving exponents, which is literally just solve. Just solve. But now that we know how to do exponents, solve. Yay. Okay, now we have a certain order of which we have to solve problems in. I can't just tell you, okay, solve the problem, and then you can just go left to right and boom, you're done. No, there is a specific order in which we do things because we know math is all about rules. You just need to figure out what the rule is, and then you got this. So let me start there. I have it up here. There are a couple of ways that you can learn it. You can learn it as Pemdas. I've had lots of students that say just learning Pemdas is easier. There's also, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That works too. However, other things you want to do, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to make up one now. You know that if we were in class, I'd be making up random stuff, but not today. I was already thinking like Pillsbury, but then I was like, I can't even do Doughboy. I don't know. Well, ignore me. It's fine. So we have here explaining to us that parentheses, if there's a parentheses in our equation, we are going to do that very first. Then we would do the exponents next. Multiplication and division are actually together. Whichever one comes first from left to right, the same way that we read, that's the thing that we're going to do first. And then addition and subtraction, same thing. Again, whichever one comes first from left to right, like reading a book. Okay, so again, we do math the way that we read a book. We do math the way that we read a book. Remember that. We have here, it says, an archer shoots 6 arrows. I was going to say 7. It's 6. 6 arrows at a target. 2 arrows hit the ring worth 8 points, and 4 arrows hit the ring worth 4 points. Evaluate the expression, and they already gave us the expression. We don't even have to do the expression. They already gave it to us. 2 times 8 plus 4 to the second power to find the archer's total number of points. Now, really quickly, before we begin, I have our equation here. I want to tell you forewarning, if you don't write your steps out for me and I don't see every single thing that you did, I am sorry, you are not going to get your full points. In math is more about, I want to see the process of how you found an answer. So a lot of times in math, not just Miss Chacón, and it's not because I'm trying to be mean to you, but a lot of times math teachers, especially when you get to high school, even if you did get the right answer, if they can't see your work, they're only going to give you half credit. I had a lot of teachers that would do that. And it also helps in the opposite. If you got the answer wrong, but they could see your work, then you could get at least half a point for at least getting an answer wrong. But because you showed your steps and you were able to show them, hey, this is how I did my work, that's really what they care about. Now, this is the majority of teachers. I'm not saying it's a lot of them, or that's what majority means, right? But I'm not saying it's everyone, but at least the teachers that I've met, and even up to college, a lot of times they'll do that. They care more about your process than your answer. So let's go ahead and look at this one. We're going to start here. Do we have any parentheses? I don't see any parentheses, so no. Now, what about exponents? Yes, we have an exponent. It's right here. So we're going to do that first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write down everything that I haven't dealt with yet. We haven't done anything with the 2. We haven't done anything with the 8. We are doing something with this one. Now, remember, this is telling us 4 times 4. I have the 4 there twice, and 4 is my base. 4 times 4 gives me 16. So this is what's going to go right there because I already solved it. Once you solve something, you can carry it down. Remember to not change the expressions until you've actually done something with it. So any other exponents? No. Now we can do the multiplication and division. We don't have any division, but we do have multiplication, and it's right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 times 8 gives us 16. Now remember, we're going to carry down the same symbol because we haven't done anything with it, and this gets carried down. So now we have 16 plus 16. So we can do this now because we don't have any more exponents. We don't have any parentheses to start off with. No more multiplication, no more division. Now it's just addition and subtraction. So we're going to do 16 plus 16, which gives us 32. and that is my answer. Now, what I'm talking about showing your work is I want to see each of these steps until you get here, and remember to box your answer. Now it says, so the archer scores a total of 32 points. That's what you should write down there. All right, on the bottom of page 253, we have the try this. It says, evaluate the expression 24 divided by 2 to the third power. So we're going to do the same thing. Any parentheses? No. So we can just skip that and go to the next one. What about exponents? Starting over here, yes, we do have exponents, 2 to the third power. So again, I'm going to write down 24 divided by, because I want to transfer everything else down that I haven't dealt with yet. Now I can look at the 2 to the third power. So let's figure that out. I have 2 times 2, which gives me 4 times 2, gives me 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, done. 24 divided by 8. Now, we can go on to the next one. Parentheses, no. Exponents, no. Multiplication, division, yes. 24 divided by 8 gives me 3. And done. There you go. Try this. All right, I'm looking at example number 1 on page 254. And we have 72 divided by, we have parentheses, 13 minus 4 plus 5 times 2 to the third power. We're going to start with parentheses. We do have parentheses, so we need to do this first. So again, I'm going to write down everything else that I'm not dealing with. 72 divided by, and it's 9. I don't have to write the parentheses because we already took care of this inside here. And I can just write down everything else. Plus 5 times 2 to the third. Because we don't have any parentheses left, we can go on to the exponents. We do have exponents. I'm going to save us the time. They already told us to do 2 to the third power in the last problem, and that was 8. So I'm going to rewrite all of it. 72 divided by 9 plus 5 times 8. No more exponents left. Now we have multiplication and division. Now we do this, remember, in order from that we read, left to right. So 72 divided by 9 gives us 8. Okay, and again, I already did this, so I'm going to rewrite all of it. Plus 5 times 8. And now I still have multiplication and division left. It's right here. So I'm going to do 8 plus 40. And now I'm just left with something simple. 8 plus 40 gives us 48. All right, example 2 says, last month, the online bookstore had approximately 10 to the 5th power visitors to its website. On average, each visitor bought 2 books. Approximately how many books did the bookstore sell last month? I already have it up here that we had 10 to the 5th power. And every person bought how many books? Yeah, there were 2. So I'm going to write 2 over here, and that's how we find our answer. Any parentheses? No. Exponents? Yes. So we're going to multiply 10 5 times by itself to figure out what our answer is. All right, here's our answer, 100,000. All right, so the next step is just multiplying. And I can do this easily in my head because I know 1 times 2 gives us 2, and I just fill in the rest with zeros. So the bookstore sold approximately 200,000 books. You can cross off the explain on the bottom. And today you are not going to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Again, do not do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Best of luck. You guys got this.
Panda, 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 Panda Family Productions.
Hello, parents of 6th grade. Hola, padres de sexto grado. Today, I am teaching your children how to solve equations. Hoy les estoy enseñando a sus niños cómo encontrar la solución de un problema así de números. Now, one of the very first things that I teach the kids is that we have an order in which we have to solve the equation. La primera cosa que les enseño a los niños es que tienen una orden que tienen que seguir para averiguar las respuestas. So, to explain to you what this means, para explicarles qué significa, we're going to always do parentheses first. Siempre vamos a hacer el paréntesis primero. Then we do exponents y luego exponentes. Then we do multiplication and division. Y luego vamos a hacer la multiplicación y división. And then addition and subtraction. Y luego encontrar la diferencia o agregar. And this you do kind of like you're reading a book. Y esto se hace en la dirección que se lee un libro. And you go from left to right. Se va de la izquierda a la derecha. I have told the kids that they need to show me every single step of their work. Sí les he dicho a los niños que me tienen que enseñar cada paso de su trabajo. So I'm going to show you how I do this. Les voy a enseñar cómo lo hacemos and how I want them to show me their work. Y cómo quiero que me enseñen su trabajo. All right, we're going to start with this one. Vamos a comenzar con este. The first thing I'm going to do is see, do I have any parentheses? La primera cosa que voy a ver es, ¿tengo paréntesis? And no, I do not. No tenemos en esta. Then I look, do I have exponents? Y luego veo, ¿tengo exponentes? And the answer is yes. La respuesta es sí. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just solve this. Lo que voy a hacer es que solo voy a encontrar la respuesta de este. And everything else transfers down. Y todo lo demás se transfiere para abajo. So I have this that I didn't use. Right here where I left a blank space, that's where I'm going to solve this. Aquí donde dejé en blanco es donde voy a poner la respuesta de este. So 10 times 10, 10 por 10, gives me 100, me da 100. And that's what I'm going to put there. Y eso es lo que voy a poner ahí. Now, we don't have any parentheses, no tenemos paréntesis. We don't have any exponents, no tenemos exponentes. Multiplication, division, multiplicar y dividir. I do have it over here. Sí lo tengo acá. So that's what I'm going to do. Eso es lo que voy a hacer. And transfer everything else down. Y transferir todo de más para abajo. 100 divided by 5 gives us 20. 100 dividido por 5 nos da 20. Now I can add and subtract. Y ahora puedo encontrar la diferencia o agregar. Okay, and now the very last step, we just need to subtract. Y ahora el último paso, tenemos que encontrar la diferencia. And I always want them to write me their answer in a box. Siempre quiero que escriben su respuesta en una caja. Now, you can see how I wrote down every single step, everything that I did. Pueden ver aquí como yo escribí cada paso, lo que yo hice. And this is how I want the kids to write it. Y así es como quiero que los niños también lo escriban. Now, we have this one also, tenemos este también, where I did it so that way we can see what happens when we have a parentheses, para que ustedes puedan ver lo que hacemos cuando tenemos un paréntesis. Now, the very first thing we have to do is parentheses. La primera cosa que tenemos que hacer es el paréntesis, which means that I'm going to ignore everything else, and I'm just going to do the stuff inside the parentheses, regardless of whatever it is, unless it has something like this, like multiplication and division in it. Lo que voy a hacer es que primero voy a hacer las cosas en el paréntesis antes de hacer todo lo demás. Y no importa que si es encontrar la diferencia, agregar, lo voy a hacer primero porque está en paréntesis. La única diferencia es que sí tiene multiplicar, división y encontrar la diferencia. Todavía voy a seguir la orden de la operación. So, let me show you. Les voy a enseñar. Find the difference first, encontrar la diferencia primero. Transfer everything else down. Transferir todo lo demás que no estamos usando para abajo. So, there we go. Ahí está. And now I just need to find the exponents. Tengo que encontrar los exponentes. There it is. Ahí está. And now we're left with something simple. Y ahora nos deja algo simple. And there is our answer. Y ahí está la respuesta. As always, parents, I am available to you via text message, via email, via Google Hangouts message. However you need to get a hold of me, I am here for you. Padres, como siempre, yo estoy disponible para contestar alguna pregunta o duda que tengan. Me pueden mandar mensaje por texto, correo electrónico, por Google Hangouts, como sea que me necesitan contactar. Yo estoy aquí para ustedes. Anyone else who is watching who is not one of my typical or enrolled parents in my classroom, if you have been enjoying the videos and if you would like to see videos on more content, please drop a comment below and I would be more than willing to make a video to help you out with anything that you are struggling with at home. Para alguien más que está viendo, que están batallando con algún concepto en la casa y que les gustan mis videos y cómo explico las cosas, por favor, déjame un comentario abajo y les puedo hacer un video específicamente para usted y sus necesidades. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Ojalá que tengan un día fabuloso.